Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here to talk about the Players Championship and also the FedEx Championship combined in one here at East Lake Golf Club that starts on September 2nd. Today is wonderfully September. Here we are. We're fall time. It is Wednesday, September 1st. And this podcast will post in the afternoon, give you a chance to check it out this evening. And then obviously lock is later tomorrow morning. So you even have a chance to catch this in the morning and get your plays in for DFS. There's some fantastic contests out there for this Players Championship. And really excited to get after this with you and really try to figure out some good plays and even some fades that we can talk about as well. All right. Before we get started real quickly, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. Click the little alert button in the top corner there. It is a little alarm bell. That'll let you know when any of our podcasts post. And then also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate that. Really helps us keep these podcasts in front of the paywall, helps us in the algorithm to get the word out there to some more people. So we'd really appreciate that. If you're listening by audio podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeart, anywhere podcasts can be found, Apple Podcast, iTunes, etc. Please put a quick 5 stars and a quick comment. We have a drawing once a month for a free all-access weekly membership. And also the big announcement today that we put out there is we are giving away a free full season of NFL DFS at Coach Talk. It's a $350 value. That drawing is taking place today. So if you didn't have a chance to do it already, jump in there and follow us, retweet. We're at DFS Coach Talk. All right, here we go. The Players Championship. It is a par 70, 7,346 yards. So a par 70 that's that long, that is tough. But these guys can score there. I mean, we see some decent scores. It's not going to be a tear up the course kind of score. But you know, what we have found out historically is you do have to be long. I mean, that's a big advantage to be long off the tee, get yourself in position to hit a decent iron, and then you got to place the ball correctly on certain spots on the green. So it's a great test. East Lake Golf Club has been the home of this Players Championship here for quite some time, and it's a great test of golf to determine the winner. A couple things I want to go over. Like I say, definitely helps to be long on this course. You know, it's hard par 70 with that distance. So I pulled the last 5 years results and just wanted to share the top 5 or 6 players that finished on the top of the leaderboard for the actual Players Championship at East Lake to give an idea of where everybody's going to be at. Now, before I do that, let me explain something real quickly. For those that don't understand how this last event works on the FedEx Cup Tour. We're taking the top 30 point getters for FedEx. So we've got 30 players in this. We'll go over their odds here in just a bit. And then they have a starting score that they're already at for the FedEx Cup. It's a placed scoring system. And what that does is it gives some advantage coming in so that, you know, those guys that are just made it in have a lot of ground to cover. For example, the top 5 right now that will start ahead of everybody else, and it will vary throughout all 30 of them. Patrick Cantlay's currently on the top of the leaderboard, followed by Finau, D Chambeau, Rahm, and Cam Smith. So again, you'll have a staggered leaderboard as far as the FedEx Cup goes. And then everybody else will be playing for the Tour Championship and the FedEx Cup. And a lot of times that will go to both players. All right, to get back to those top 5 finishers, because I think that is a really important aspect to see who plays well here. And you'll see a common theme in some guys we're going to highlight as our best plays. Last year, DJ, Schauffele, Thomas, Rahm, and Scheffler. Year before was Rory, Scheffler, Koepka, Thomas, and Casey. And again, I'm only mentioning the guys that are in this 30 right now. The year before that, Horschel, DJ, Matsuyama, Rose, Simpson, and Rory. And the year before that, so let's see, 2019, 17 is Schauffele, Thomas, let's see, Henley, Kisner, and Casey. And then it's Rory, Casey, Matsuyama, Johnson, and Thomas. So those are just to give a feel for where those guys finished in the last 5 years. A couple of things you'll notice: a lot of Schauffele, a lot of JT, a lot of Rory, and you have a decent amount of Casey and Matsuyama as well mixed in. So we've got some cream of the crop here to choose from without question. And, you know, a lot of it, these guys, once we get down to this portion of the final event of the season, you got a lot of guys playing well. They've made a ton of top 10s, a ton of cuts. So you're not going to really have the value plays, if you will, of guys that are really going to shock, because even the last guys in are really good. So let's go over the field, since it's a short field and we can go over pretty quickly, to give you an idea of what Vegas sees this event. And again, this is the Tour Championship. This is the 72-hole stroke play event, no cut, that they're playing at East Lake Golf Club. This isn't the staggered scoring for the FedEx Cup. So these odds are who's going to have the best score for this Tour Championship. And they have Jon Rahm at 5.5 to 1. So big favorite there. He really is a big favorite. Then you have the guys that we mentioned, because they're all over that top 5 the last several years. Rory and Schauffele are the second and third choices, tied at 10 to 1. DJ, you know, with his length, when he gets hot, 12 to 1. D Chambeau, the longest of anybody, he's 14 to 1. JT 14 to 1, who plays well here. Koepka 20, Spieth, Morikawa, and Hovland 22 to 1, and then Cantlay 25. I mean, this is just a crazy tournament, man. That you can get great odds if you really want to pound one of these guys, man. You 25 to 1 on guys like Spieth, Morikawa, Hovland, Cantlay. Finau at 25 to 1. One of my favorites, Cam Smith, 25 to 1. Abraham Answer, 28. Sungjae Im, 28. Same as Berger. And then you have Sam Burns at 33, along with Hideki. Hideki at 33 to 1. Wow. Kokrak, 35. Connors, 35. He's been good to me all year. Sergio's 35. Harris English, 40. Van Ruyen, 40. He was the last man in. Patrick Reed, Neiman, 50. Patrick Reed, 66. And we'll see if he's playing for sure. Kevin Na, 70 to 1. Horschel, 75. And one of my buddy Andrew's favorites, one for the old guys, longest shot on the board, 100 to 1, Stewart Cink. So he has gotten in. So that's the whole field, just to give you an idea of, you know, what we're looking at from an odd standpoint in Vegas. Couple of things. The last 2 champions, FedEx champs, DJ and Rory, have won on this course to take home both the Players Championship and the FedEx Cup. So you've got some strength there also. All right, let's talk about a couple of plays and fades that we're looking at here. I think, you know, you're going to see a lot of Jon Rahm played, and deservedly so. He's been fantastic. I think, you know, he'll get a lot of ownership, and deservedly so. The guy that I have not played all year, and it's ironic that I'm looking to play him here, the guy I really like a lot is Rory Mcilroy. And I know for those that are our listeners every week, and we cover every week of the season, I'm usually down and fading Rory, but he's showing some signs of life recently, and he loves this course. I just think he's going to be dangerous, a really good top 5 play as well. I think Schauffele's the other guy that's going to get a lot of attention. Probably Rahm will be the chalk, but you'll have a lot of McIlroy, a lot of Schauffele, and Schauffele deserves it. I mean, he's been right there, top 2 spots the last 2 years in this event, and just an outstanding player that's taken a next step this year, with some of his victories. So what a great year to finish off with his gold medal and then possibly a tour championship here. So Schauffele's got to be very high on my list. One guy I'm not going to go with that I think certainly deserves, ownership. He won here before. He's finished 3rd here. He's won the FedEx here. And that's, of course, Dustin Johnson. He's only 12-1 to win this event. A lot of people like to go to DJ, especially on a course like this. North of 7,300 yards at par 70, his length definitely comes into play. But I am going to fade DJ in this one. The other guy, too, that I want to mention, 2 guys here. One, I really like. One, I'm going to fade. And the fade is going to be Bryson D Chambeau. Another guy that played great last week, was in the spotlight, playoff, the whole 9 yards. Is there going to be some carryover into this week? I think so. My gut feeling is, that took a little steam out of his engine there. And yes, length is a massive advantage here. And he was just absolutely mashing the ball in this last event. But there, you still can get in trouble on this course. And I think that to hold it together against this type of field, I just don't feel super confident about it. Here's a guy, though, that's going to go under the radar that I'm looking to roster, and that's Justin Thomas. He has been really just knocking on the door a ton this year. He's had a lot of events where he's just been okay, just hanging on in some events, making some moves, and then he's had some dry spells. But he's a guy that should be a little lower owned than he usually is, just because of the recency. But he can play, and he loves this course. He's long. He's got the game to win this event, and I'm definitely going to consider him. I think he's right up there. Couple other guys I'll mention real quickly here on the good and bad side. I've noticed lately one of my favorites that I played all year, Scottie Scheffler, Texan down here. I don't think he's sharp right now. He's not playing his best golf. He's made a few runs in some events just on his talent, but I think he comes into this needing a little bit of break. Looks a little spent out there. The other guy that's, always knocking on the door that I'm not going to play either, but gets a lot of ownership is Jordan Spieth. Again, I don't think he's as sharp as needs to be coming into this. The 2 guys that I will say that may make some of my lineups, and that's Colin Morikawa and Patrick Cantlay. They're sitting at 22 and 25-1. They're not cheap. I mean, it's difficult putting a roster together here because there's nobody super cheap that you really want to go down to. But there's so many good players that are medium priced that you can make it work. But I just think both of those guys are playing well enough and have that momentum coming in. Is Cantlay going to have some lag from last week? It's possible, but he's shown in the past that he can string some really good performances together back to back. So I think he's definitely a threat. Not going to go Tony Finau. I do like Cam Smith. I think Cam Smith is a real nice dark horse play. Man, has he come through for me this year, right up there, always pushing, always doing well. A few other guys to mention. Matsuyama, you can't ignore. He seems to be getting ignored in Vegas at 33-1, but he plays well on this course. He's had a storybook year as well, and a lot of winning the Masters, etc. So, he's a guy to look at. And if you go all the way down to the bottom, who can grind? And again, there's no cut, but who can really be there, create some trouble, and score well? Two guys I'll mention as my two long shots. And again, how much of a long shot can you be if you've made the top 30 in the Tour Championship? But it's Joaquin Niemann and Eric Van Rooyen. I think both of those guys are playing well. They've had great experience this year. They come in hot. No one's talking about them. A couple of nice dark horses to jump on. So that is it. That is the whole group. Again, I think, this will be a great event. I can't wait to watch it. I mean, with only 30 golfers out there, you get to see almost every shot. Great coverage all 4 days. And the weather's supposed to be good as of now. We've got a good forecast. So this should be a fantastic event this week, and I'll be watching a ton of golf. And, you can't go wrong. Any roster you build here, you can feel good about because you got the top 30 guys that have played on the PGA Tour this year. So, again, we would love to have you join us. Jump on dfscoachtalk.com. You can sign up for several different packages. We have a special price package. We've sent out an email to our former members and current members. So we have a special reduced rate package for the NFL for you. And you can also just send us a note here on YouTube. Of course, our channel is DFS Coach Talk, or on Twitter at DFS Coach Talk. And we'll make sure that you get that package as you join for football. We also have a package for the whole NFL season. We're going to be putting up a button tonight if you join too, where you can split that into 2 payments. So that will be easier for you. And if you want to try us out for week 1, we have put together both a 3-day pass, which we've had, but a 5-day pass that's new. So if you want to jump in on Thursday, you get Thursday, Sundays, and Mondays, all of our action, all of our podcasts. There's not a game that goes on in the NFL that we're not podcasting, having content. We give out a clipboard on Draftkings with highlighted players and then a full lineup on FanDuel and Yahoo. So you're going to get everything. And the big thing here is when you join with any membership, so if it's the NFL membership, you don't just get the NFL. We do not separate our sports here. We go very strong, very hard on basketball, football, baseball, and golf. And those are our 4 main sports. And once you join, and you join on the NFL package, you get all of our NBA, all of our PGA, and all of our MLB. Again, covering all the slates as well. So we'd love to have you join us. If you have any questions at all, definitely give us a shout at DFS Coach Talk. I'm at Joe Sarvadi. That's JoeSarvadi. And feel free to shoot out any suggestions, information. We'll be happy to get that to you. All right, fantastic. Really enjoy the golf. Without question, it's going to be a blast. And then we'll definitely be back to cover PGA. PGA pretty much runs year-round, and we're there for all of it. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll look to catch you again next time as we look to crush it in DFS.